Hi, and welcome to Bloody Good Screen Movie Club. I'm your host, Mike Goddard. And this week on the podcast, we have gone, I call it Barbarian and The S'mores.
Shit, I read a book.
Did you?
No.
Ah, damn it. As always, I am joined by my ragtag crew of reviewers, as you can hear already, who are here to talk through hairy bottles and s'mores. First up, it's Chloe Davies.
Hello.
Where are you from?
My mother.
Oh, good.
I am also from my mother.
He loves it in a basement. It's Niall Whitlock.
I certainly do. Hello.
And he's the one who keeps Niall in the best basement. It's Marcus Wallace.
I stay because I
Nice.
want to be there.
Yeah. you like his hairy teeth, do you?
Oh.
I just,
They're certainly big enough.
you don't complain when we're in the basement.
There's nothing to complain about, mate.
I just
Whee!
tried to do the whole noise. I don't know if you could hear that.
Mm.
Like the mouth popping noise. I just tried to do that and I messed it up and managed to jab my thumb into my tongue. That's
Cool.
We're all such professionals on here.
Ah.
Yeah. Anyway, so this week on the podcast, we are going for... I'm going to put you on fucking mute. There you go.
It's going in the naughty
Right,
corner.
this week on the podcast, we are going...
Where's that button
two
been?
very different... What, all along?
I feel like we should. This shouldn't be the first time we've ever used that, surely.
you cannot keep me.
I can. Oh, fuck you, you prick. Right, anyway.
Oh,
No, you don't raise your hand. Fuck off, Marcus.
I'm not
Yeah.
on. I'm not on your side with this one, Mark.
Well,
Let,
what do you want?
Let Marcus go.
I'm free.
What does the hand?
You
button
behave
do?
yourself. Huh?
What does the hand
I
button?
put your
do?
hand. I just say that you want to talk.
Yeah, it's raising my
Oh.
hand. That's what I was
Anyway, so, I have COVID, so bear with me.
What are you doing with COVID?
Yeah, who's
Well,
she?
you know, we're good friends. Anyway, fuck off, Marcus. This week on the podcast, we're doing two very different styles of movies, as always. First up, we have got floppy, booby basement movie, Barbarian. And then we're following that up with a nice meal, a nice multiple course meal in The Menu. But I like to ask you guys every week, as if I can, anything you guys have been watching. Chloe, is there anything you've been watching in the last month since we've last recorded?
I mean, January was a great month for films. I don't care what anyone says. January is usually great. People just don't go to the cinema in January. It's like I saw Babylon, which is really, really good, and I saw The Fabelmans, which was amazing. And this week, The Last of Us episode was absolutely fucking devastating, and I will watch it again this week and cry some more. So it was wonderful.
Awesome. Crying is awesome. That's always nice to know that you watched a happy movie and reading a sad book. So
Yeah, of course, the saddest book.
How about you, Now? You seen anything good this week?
I actually haven't watched anything this month at all that I can think of.
Okay.
I am reading a new book, and I can't remember what it's called. So
Wow, that's
that's
really
a good
good.
story.
What genre?
It's about a German. No, I do know. It's 7 Years in Tibet. There you go.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm reading at the moment. It's
Classic.
very good.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Very
Other than
good.
that, I've not really watched anything new, to be honest.
Fair enough. I'm not even going to bother asking Marcus.
What? What do you mean?
Marcus, have you seen anything this week?
Yes, I
Well,
have. I have seen
it's not
the
these two films.
No. Well, hang on a second. No, I have actually seen Megan. If you lot have heard about that one,
Megan was
Yeah.
good, yes.
yeah, it was good.
I've seen
And
some behind the scenes footage of that film,
Hmm.
and that like creepy movement was actually done by the kid the whole time. It's just a kid in a
Yeah.
mask, and knowing that somehow freaks me out more because she took like her mask off, and it's just a kid doing these movements. It really freaked me out. I think they should have just. I think that should be the film.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
wouldn't that just be Wednesday?
Yeah, but freakier.
Mm.
less gothic makeup.
Yeah, maybe.
It's the Robo Girl thing that's yeah.
Doesn't move like a human, and I don't like it.
It's because it's a cyborg. That's why.
Not in real life, though.
No,
Real
Well,
life,
it's a
it's
small
a human.
child.
But it still moves like that.
Yeah. So you haven't seen people do the robot dance where they go like.
Yeah, but it's creepier than that.
Creepier than that.
Just
Fair
looks
enough.
more like, I don't know. I can't explain it, but it freaks me out.
You're getting scared by a child.
Yeah, I don't
That's
like
scary, man.
Children are scary, correct. But yeah, no, I watched Megan, and yeah, Chloe, you're correct. People do not go to cinema in January. It's amazing. Other than that, I haven't watched anything else new. However, next week, my girlfriend doesn't know this yet. I'm taking her to see Titanic remastered in the cinema.
Oh, romantic.
Yeah,
Is that romantic?
well,
Probably.
I've never seen it, so this is a first for me.
I saw it once when I was a teenager, and yeah, I don't really remember much, I'll be honest. Just that they die at the end.
Yeah, I was going
what?
to say.
I haven't seen
Oh,
it yet.
Spoiler alert.
The boat's fine.
The
The boat's
boat,
fine.
yeah.
It makes it
There's a
back.
boat.
The boat lives. All the people die.
Yeah. There's a very traumatic scene with an iceberg.
I was going to say, as long as the
Yeah.
iceberg's fine, then that's what I care for.
Yeah. Still out there somewhere.
There's a steamy car scene.
I hear the iceberg. After he sunk the boat, he just dipped and just fizzled away.
Yeah.
No trace. Don't know where he is.
There's a scene in it that was a bit like early Art Attack, where he does a sketch.
I
That's
like
pretty
Art
good.
Attack.
Yeah, this was probably better. Just a little bit.
Wow.
And then they just disappear to the island in Lost, and then that's how Lost starts.
Yeah.
And that, kids, is How I Met Your Mother.
I've been ill, so I've been watching more this time, but nothing horror really. I've watched the new adaptation, The Little Diary of a Wimpy Kid. That was alright.
I did not expect you to say that.
Of all things for you to watch. Mark.
Yeah, didn't see that coming.
Hey, but it's a good cartoon actually. It's not too bad. We watched Despicable Me 2 again. Did that again.
Nice.
Hercules. I rewatched Hercules again.
What,
The
the
cartoon
animated
one,
series?
or
The animated movie, yeah. Disney one.
Not the live action Xena the Princess is occasionally in it one.
No, not the classic Xena crossover one. I'm going to mute him now. There we go. I love the mute button. And the weirdest one I've watched recently is Clifford the Big Red Dog.
Oh my god, what is happening?
I have a small child.
I was going to say, you need to make better
Mixed
choices.
thing.
Do you know what? It's not too bad. The only bad thing is it's Jack Whitehorse trying to do an American accent.
Don't, that was
Jack
horrific.
Whitehall's
Just seeing
in it.
the trailer was upsetting.
Yeah.
Doesn't feel right.
Why is he in it? I don't get it.
I don't know.
Is he
It's
he a film actor now?
It's just the accent.
I think he's
The
going to
accent
become the
throws it
next
off.
James Corden,
Ugh.
Like America are going to try and, make him cool, and it's not going to happen.
James Corden.
He'll be hosting a talk show
I hate
next.
doing it. Yeah.
Not here, he won't.
Not yet.
we should get James Corden on the podcast.
Fuck
Imagine that.
no.
Over my
I'd rather
dad.
rip out my own testicles.
We can ask him how he felt about doing the movie Cats.
Now that
He
I
probably
could be
forgets that he did
interested.
I think he tries to.
Anyway, right, let's get to the subject of that prick. And anyway, right, so our first film this week is a lot of people praise this movie, but let's go into it and see what you guys think. Our first film this week is Barbarian.
Keith? Keith!
So Yeah, it's hard to, this is a weird one to explain. So, Barbarian, it's set around a house in the middle of this extremely rundown area. It's a lovely looking house, this rundown kind of esque. I'm going to cut that bit out. Town, little mini town, where two people have both booked an Airbnb at the same time. Damn it! Why would they do that, stupid idiots?
Sounds like a porno.
It does, and you think it's going to end up with some sexy time, but all it ends up is people in a basement.
I think we should do a spoiler alert before we go any further.
Oh yeah,
because
do not watch it without.
I think you should go into this film without knowing anything.
Yeah, that's what I
'Cause
was.
it only
told.
really works that way.
Yeah, but as always on this podcast, we do spoil everything, so do go and check out the film before you listen to this. If you don't care, listen on. If you have seen the film and you want to listen to it, listen on, but do go and see the twists and turns in this one. There is boobies.
Yes, there is.
Yeah. Marcus' favourite kind.
And, oh God, no.
Hairy ones.
She reminds me of the spitter off of Left 4 Dead.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, she does. Yeah. Or the smoker.
Bit of both.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I won't go into the whole plot of it. We'll discuss it while we're talking. But I'm going to start with Marcus this week. So, Marcus, what are your thoughts on this movie?
It wasn't a terrible movie, but it was very, very weird. Halfway through, they make a transition from the story of the first sort of characters into a completely different person who turns out to be the owner of the house. And I thought that part was a bit weird because I felt like the story was coming to an end and it was going to end it with the whole screaming in the dungeon and all that stuff. And then it just continued. And I paused it thinking, how long's left? I was like, oh, fuck, I'm only halfway through. Okay.
I literally did that as well.
Yeah, it's like, oh, okay. And to be honest, it's not a bad film. There's a lot that goes into this. It's a good concept behind the story, like the whole like hidden door in the basement thing, just with a bit of rope to the side to open it. I thought that was really cool because it was freaky. It's like, what the hell? And then not only finding what looked like a sex dungeon at the back, to then find another door.
No.
What?
Nothing?
No. No. What do you mean, no?
No, I said you'd know.
Oh, you'd know. I was like, what? You're like, no spoilers. Don't do it. Yeah, no, I would know. I know exactly what one looks like because I have Googled. But no, there's no way I can make this sound funny or right. That just sounds wrong. Scrap all that. I don't know what it looks like.
Oh, no. That is so standing. Continue.
I do not know what it looks like. However, I can imagine. I have a creative mind on this head of
He
mine.
has a spirit board just for it.
Oh, God.
You've got a whole Pinterest base around that, haven't you?
Wait, I can get Pinterest?
Sure.
Oh, shit. Well, I might do
There's some
tonight.
good like ball ideas and stuff. Yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah. I like a good... Wait, no, we're not doing that.
Keep going. You're losing focus. Keep going.
Once you go down into this cellar thing, I thought, fucking hell, this is wacky. What the hell? And I really thought the film was going to go into how there's this whole like underground society and this like dungeon where people go between houses. I don't really quite understand why that dungeon thing was down there, but it was weird. My favorite parts though, when the owner of the house starts going down that creepy cellar, as with the first character getting freaked out, you would think this man would get freaked out. No, what does he do? Holy shit, I can get more footage on the house here and sell it for more. So he starts fucking tape measuring down it. And I'm like, what the hell? He just does not give a single shit. Dark corridors with doors and everything in cages. He's like, I don't care. There's more footage. Holy shit, it keeps going. And I'm like, oh, you... But yeah, it was messed up. The booby scene with the bottle. No, that this is nearly on par with the baby in that case. But they're not like at all. Also, yeah, no one would fuck up booking two people that badly and not have a record of either of them there. Like, there was a lot of things wrong here. Yeah, that's basically it.
Oh, there is a question because it never really got answered. That who actually booked them?
Yeah.
Like, there was no record at all. Like, I thought that was going to be we have two people that have been booked here, but no one's actually checked out. And I'll be like, what the fuck? And that's when he was going to go around looking for them. But no.
Because they obviously had the key code, so they had to get the key code from somewhere.
Well, they had the website, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, but they wouldn't have given you a key code, and the person who rented the room would have the key code. So who rented them?
Yeah.
Fuck knows. Oh, one thing I did actually really like. They made you feel really bad for that the owner of the house at first. Like his life was going to absolute shambles. He'd been accused of raping one of the ladies on set. And I sat thinking, fucking hell, this guy's really got it all going wrong for him. But then as you get further into the movie, you realise, hang on a second, he is actually a knob, and it's possible that he did do those things. And I think, do you know what? Yeah, I'm fine with what's happening to you.
We kind of admitted it when he went out to the club.
Yeah, literally, it's like, dude, what the fuck?
Mm. Okay. How about you, Chloe? What are your thoughts on this one?
I mean, I love it. I love it so much.
Yeah.
I went in, as I was told to, not knowing anything. And like you guys, when it got to that half of the movie and it cut to Justin Long, I was like, because whenever I saw it like second, I was like, is that the end? And then it just like went to that, and I was like, whoa, it's just like totally took a shift. And I can get how that can put people off, but then I liked not knowing entirely what was going on throughout the film, and then the sort of storylines converging and it all kind of coming together really nicely. And I just want to say, I think Justin Long should have been nominated for an Oscar for this film, and it's kind of criminal that he wasn't. I think he's incredible. Like you guys said, well, I think it was Marcus who said he felt kind of like sorry for this guy. I think it's really clever how they made him like this kind of, he's like almost the most dangerous kind of guy, where he comes across as really like charming almost, and kind of funny and quirky and likable, but he doesn't see his own mistakes, and he just is completely oblivious to what he's done. And that's kind of just, and he doesn't understand how he's as bad as the guy he's seen in the basement, like, like he comes across this guy and he's like, you did that, but it's like, you also did that. So I just think it showed a really great different angles of like the kind of people who commit sexual assault. So yeah, I thought it was a really great film.
And he pushes her off the bloody tower thing as well.
Yeah, man, that was great.
You slipped. So really, it was your
like
fault.
the way he convinced himself he was going to change, and it's like, honey, you're not.
So you're
like,
so gonna die.
He's just so willing to literally like throw someone over the edge, like just for his own sake. And yeah, like the way she went back to save him and stuff, like I couldn't.
So we talked a lot about kind of Justin Long, but what do you think of the other characters in this as well? Because you do have a whole half of the film with Skarsgård, who I think did a good job.
Yeah, I really, really like his casting in this film. Because typically you see him in these kind of like weird roles and like almost a lot of bad guys or like morally ambiguous people, for the most part. And he's obviously become a bit of a staple of horror. And
yeah. I mean,
exactly, he's become like a horror icon in that regard. And I thought it was a really clever thing to put him in there in this film where you're not really sure where it's going, and it's like, is he the bad guy in this? Like, you don't know. And then it turns out he's not the bad guy, but he didn't make great choices either. Like the way
he should have
he just kept going down that corridor. Wow, what a knob. Like, you're almost like, yeah, I don't feel that bad for you. You would just kept going down there. But cool. But yeah, like I love how it starts almost like a rom-com, and I think there is a rom-com on Netflix that has this same premise.
Of course there is.
And it's yeah, I like them. They have great chemistry, these characters, and yeah, that death that he has is a great death scene. I think that would have been my favorite death scene of last year if it hadn't been for the Justin Long death scene. So
okay, cool. Niall, what's your thoughts on this one?
I actually loved it. So there.
Really? That is
I
a
really
plot
liked
twist.
It's just
Didn't see that coming.
It's just clever, if I'm honest. Having the guy from it as a red herring to the point where literally they advertised it
Exactly.
as like he's almost one of the main characters was brilliant. The transition, absolutely insanely good, to the point where it almost lost me because I did what Marcus did when they got into the tunnels. I paused it and I thought, oh, I know where this is going now. We're going to have 2 hours of people fucking around in tunnels. We've seen it before, and then just such a sharp twist somewhere completely different.
It's basically every found footage movie.
Yeah,
in this one scene.
It is just like Grave Encounters. It's like you said, Marcus. It is literally we didn't want that. We didn't want 2 hours of fucking around in corridors, and they actually didn't have it like that. It could have easily been a movie like that, but it really wasn't. Really like the acting. If I was to nitpick, I'd probably say certain scenes felt rushed. Like there's maybe too much padding in the scenes where they're just, talking about sharing a room, and I get that's building to being insecure around the guy, but you could have probably taken a bit out of that and not rushed. Maybe the water tower scene felt rushed to me. And there was one other bit as well. What was it? There was another bit I thought, but it escapes me now. But yeah, there's weaker bits in the film, especially the end, that just seems like they just sort of gave up just a little bit.
So here's the tower.
Yeah,
and that's it. Yeah, legit.
So yeah, some of it felt rushed, but I really enjoyed it, to be honest. I thought, do you know what? Actually, if we had reviewed this last year, it would have definitely been on my film of the year list.
I like to hear.
Probably about middle.
No, same. This would have hit mine as well. I think it hit yours, didn't it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it did.
Yeah. Oh, I do have one question. Why is it called Barbarian?
Because it's Barbary Street.
Is that why?
I think so. I think it's a play on that, and also the guy is a barbarian a little bit. So I think that's like a play on words a little bit.
Oh, and the flashbacks were good as well.
Yeah, the flashbacks are great. The way it goes through so many different tones is awesome.
But it was just so good how little they said.
I like the fact they didn't go into it. Like they teased kind of how he started all this stuff.
No.
Spoiled it by kind of going too far into what the original bloke was doing. They kind of teased he was going to kidnap somebody.
That's what I find so weird about this film, though, is the pacing in some bits is just perfect. And that's why I found the end so bizarre that it sort of felt rushed.
Could it be one of those films that could have actually done with an extra, say, 15, 20 minutes?
I just don't think they knew how to end it, to be honest. I just don't think they could come up with a decent ending.
It's quite a cut ending, wasn't it?
I didn't mind it. Yeah, that's what I mean. It just feels like they ran out of ideas.
Kind of like they got halfway through and, okay, you got this creepy, and there's the basement scenes where she's kind of in the dark, in the shadows, which are fucking creepy. So we've got this creepy lady with big boobs. Big dangly boobs.
You can't move away from the boobs, can you?
No, it's just dangle.
Mesmerizing.
Good old danglers. And like, okay, how do we get out of this then? One of them's going to have to be her baby. Okay, right, fine. How do we then finish this? How's the girl get away? How's it all kind of, yeah? And they're like, I don't know, water tower.
How about they all die at the end?
Kind of.
Yeah, right.
It would have been better, but if they all died at the end, it would have been better. Or one of them got, American version descented and just end up still in the cave and still end up in the basement. She makes it so she is actually in the basement and she's been dragged back to the basement. That would have been a better ending instead of killing the lady off. But yeah, but generally, I actually really like this film. This wasn't my favourite of the two. That's a little bit of a spoiler, but it would have been in my top 10 if I did watch it last year. But it's one of those weird ones. It's kind of, it's predictable but not predictable. I didn't expect the woman in the basement and the guy to still be down there. I didn't expect that. But with the homeless guy running up right at the start, you go, okay, he's just trying to save her. He's going to be pivotal part of the end of that movie. Like, he's going to save her. And the whole part, but there's just the tenseness of the whole kind of down into the basement. Because my notes are literally, oh yeah, don't pull that random rope. No, okay, right, no, snuff room. Okay, no, you're getting deep into that tunnel, are you? Okay, you're gonna die. And I just love how Justin Long just gives no shits. I do love that. But it's the bottle scene.
Remind anybody of Creep, or is it just me?
Oh, what the London Underground one?
Yeah,
I think it's the design of the woman.
A little bit.
it
I
just
get what you
seems,
mean.
you
Yeah.
know, kind of orphan, weird, inbred thing.
I like the end. The end music was good. Actually, the transition with the music and the gunshot matches with the just kind of the rhythm of the music as well. That was I like that. That's a nice little touch, but cool. As I keep dropping in and out, let's go to our thoughts. So, Marcus, would you keep it or bin it?
I would keep this film. One scene I did remember about while you were talking was the homeless guy sitting there going, "Oh, she's never been in here, guys. Don't worry, she's never been in there all these years. She won't come in here now." And then he gets picked up and like ripped apart. It's like, whoa, what?
That was such well timed on her part as well. She must have just been listening for him to say something like that.
Oh yeah, literally, exactly. But and the fact that they didn't hear her come stumbling through
Yeah.
everything, like, it was still quite funny though. I would also like to know in this film about the food situation. Like this thing clearly doesn't clean and cook. Where does it get the food from, and how does it survive?
Yeah, I think we're asking too much of it now.
Yeah, I'm getting way too into it. I'd keep it. It's a good film. Like you said, Mark, is it my favorite out of two? Well, we'll find out soon, won't we? But yeah,
Keeping everyone hooked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
like
Okay,
Hellraiser fish hooks.
Yeah. Chloe, what are your thoughts on this one? Is it a keep or a bin?
It's a keep. I think the measuring tape thing is like one of the funniest things out of a film I saw last year. And the performances were all incredible. And yeah, I think it's a really interesting film on like the differences between how women and men perceive situations. And yeah, I love all the different tones it goes through. It's really fun, and also kind of got this tragedy to it at the end with the ending when they're looking when the mother is looking at the main character and is like dying, and it's like, oh man, that's actually really depressing. So it's got a lot of a lot of different aspects to it that I really enjoy.
I do find it strange that she didn't. The mother has these weird, more kind of strength powers. You'd have thought that living in the basement in the dark, she might get weaker, but no, she's got very strong lifting power.
That and being very inbred.
Oh,
Also,
That definitely makes you stronger.
How did that work, by the way? Like, this was done by one guy. He, kidnapped someone, obviously raped them, that made them have a kid and that, and he kept doing it over and over and over again. Like, he must be like 400 years old at this stage, because that person would have to grow up to the point where their body will allow a baby to form, and there's so many factors here. And then that thing would have had to grown for him to, so many
I
things.
think it's best not to think about it.
I can't help it. I'm dreaming. I'm not dreaming of it. I'm having nightmares of it.
Dreaming.
It's there.
I hope
I'm
not.
dreaming of it.
It's a dream.
Marcus, just take a little trip down to. I'm sure you'll be fine.
Call me baby.
No.
Oh, dear Jesus!
I'll cry,
I will keep this. I think it's a good film. Not an unbinnable, but it's still a keep. No, I'll keep it binning.
It's being kept. I think it does actually have some unbinnable qualities about it. And certainly bits are, but I don't think it's quite there yet.
Okay, cool. All right, that's 4 keeps. I don't think that's happened in a while. So, our second film is a very different tone. It is a film which I classed as if Heston Blumenthal had a baby with Gordon Ramsay. An interesting one. It is The Menu.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Hello.
Welcome to Hawthorne. I'm Julian Slowick, and tonight it'll be our pleasure to feed you.
The curtain rises.
Over the next few hours, you will ingest fat, salt, sugar, protein, bacteria, fungi, various plants and animals, and at times entire ecosystems. But I have to beg of you one thing. It's just one. Do not eat. Taste. Savor. Relish. Consider every morsel that you place inside your mouth. Be mindful, but do not eat. Our menu is too precious for that.
So, plot of this one: a famous kind of eccentric chef, hence the his Heston Blumenthal part of it, invites critics and some celebrities to his private island where he's going to sample a private tasting menu and tasting experience, which goes terribly, terribly wrong. So, guys, I'm going to start with Niall first. Niall, what do you think of this one?
It's a good film. There's a few bits where it really does look like it's about to disappear up its own arse because it is quite pretentious, and it's doing that thing again where it's like it's meant to be, but really, there's a I've said it before on this 1,000 times. Just because you're pretending to be a thing, you end up being the thing. It's still the thing. But I think all the actual actors are so good that it holds it together. The cast are amazing in this. Even Nick Holt, who I don't particularly like, and Chloe's probably going to scream
I'm
at
not
me
going
for
to
that.
scream at you, but I do disagree.
But he's really good in this. Fiennes is always amazing. He's one of my favourite actors of all time. So it was just good. I like the little place cards. I like the twists in this as well, because this is another film. Like, I think there's a theme at the moment between these two films, and that's I didn't really know where either of them were going at the beginning at all, and until what was it called? What was the guy's name? His dish was the mess.
The mess is like one of my favorite scenes in this film.
I love the little transition cards, the menu cards. They're probably my favorite bit of this. When Nick Holt's character cooks, and it's like his name is like his shit dish or
Tyler's
whatever it is
bullshit.
called.
Yeah.
That's the one, yeah.
Tyler's boy.
Because he thinks he's amazing, but under the pressure, he's just like, he just completely crumbles.
He's one of those cooks that they go, you are a home cook who wants to be a big professional cook.
He's not even a
Yeah.
home cook. He can't
But
even, I love that bit where Ray Fiennes is like, this is a new method of dicing that we've been woefully ignorant to. I thought that was so funny.
Yeah.
And that's the good thing about this film. It is such a funny film in points as well.
Yeah, it's a very dark comedy.
Darkly funny, yeah.
Yeah. I unfortunately did find the end a bit wank, to be honest.
S'mores.
Well, it's not even that. It's just her sitting on a boat eating a burger bit. Was
I
just
really
like,
wanted to eat that boat. It looked amazing. I was a bit jealous.
It did look amazing, but I feel like in the situation, I think you'd probably think twice about it. I would have thought, but it was just a bit pretentiously wanky. The end, to be honest. But the rest of the film, absolutely loved. So, yeah.
Fair enough. Chloe, what's your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I agree. The performances are great in this film. Like, Nicholas Hoult is... I feel like I haven't seen him in anything in a while, and seeing him in this, I was just reminded that he's actually a really good comedic actor. Like, I can't wait to see him in Renfield. He's just such a dickhead in this. Like, genuinely, like, I would have killed him too.
He is a massive knob.
When she punched him,
vibes.
I was like, yeah, he deserved that. But he's also just so funny and like such an asshole that you kind of have to laugh at him. I love Ray Fiennes and Anya Taylor-Joy, who I didn't like at one point in my life, but now I'm in love with her. I love that this film is kind of like sassy and snarky, and it gets increasingly so like with the place cards, like you said, like they just get more like funny. And yeah, I really this film reminds me of like that bit where Margot is like saying your food is like it tastes like there's no love in it or whatever, and she's like having a go. It reminded me of that scene in Pig when Nicolas Cage is like yelling at that guy, the chef, because he's like making that fancy food. It reminded me of that. And I love that film too. So, yeah. I know I do quite like the ending. I think the s'mores are a funny addition. Like, it's really wacky, and I respect that.
I love the ending. Absolutely love the ending. I really love this film. But before I go into my thoughts on it, Marcus, what are your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I really liked this film. It was easily the best one out of the two that we watched. Was not expecting the story to happen as it did. And yeah, schmaltz. Who can't love them? Each character had its own story, and you were getting told. I felt that throughout the film, you were getting told a decent amount of the characters' stories evenly. It wasn't like you focusing too much on one person. It was very spread out, and you got to find out a little bit about everyone. Like, the only person you don't really know much about is the chef's mother, but it's still mentioned. It's really well thought out. And when she's going to collect that barrel, you can see on the Asian lady's face, I can't remember her name, that it really annoys her. She's like, wait, what? I done something wrong? Like, I didn't get to talk about it. It's like, it's really getting to her. And she comes in to follow her, like, yeah, you're not replacing me. And she's like, what the
She's
fuck?
intense. I love her.
But yeah, that was all. Yeah, it was funny and quite terrifying at the same time. And then seeing those pictures, and it's almost like the chef was purposely testing her just to see how she would react. I don't know. I feel like there was more behind it than what he was trying to do.
I mean, he was saying, isn't he? You're either them or you're us. You're either us here in the kitchen serving people, not getting respect, or you're the ones who show the disrespect. You're gonna know that you're one of us because she's a prostitute, basically, on this one. So
they both sell services.
You're a service person.
There you go. Well, it's like retail, with extra steps.
And she obviously did service somebody on that one.
Yeah, that was funny. You know my husband? Yes, I do.
Kind of do.
But no, it's just the ending that got me, is that she done the whole psychological voodoo on him and was just like, yeah, nah, fucking serve me a burger, bitch. And he was like, and he just didn't know what to do. He's like,
cool,
okay,
I guess you win.
Sure. Yeah, just like it sits there.
It makes
really
him
sweet,
happy.
actually.
Like, there's a bit of respect.
It's looking at the pictures, that was his original passion. And it's almost like, as life's gone on for him, it's been built into him by, I assume, critics like that the other lady who fucking slated the restaurant. It's been built into him by critics to have to worry about presentation and all these fancy things, when that's taking the passion out of it for him. And he's doing all these things that people are saying have to be the greatest thing. And I feel like the dish is like the whole breadless bread dish, like, which was funny.
Oh, that's perfect.
It's just insulting. It's like, I'm making it so fancy that you're not even going to have bread. It's like, it's taking the absolute piss out of them. And it's just amazing.
Bread is for paupers.
No, literally.
So you have no bread.
Yeah, it's just
no bread for you.
The idea of doing all these fancy dishes that are awful, in a sense of, you're essentially, this is what you're asking for, but you hate it at the same time. I can't win. And then he gets to the burger bit, and yeah, it looks fucking amazing. And then she's like, yeah, I want to take it to go. And it just like throws him off. It's like, wait, what? You want to take it? And he's like, okay. Because people normally send it back, obviously, don't they? Or they just leave it on their plate. Yeah, it's a really well thought out film. I just loved the thought behind every scene. And schmaltz.
I think that's the fact. It's so much love's been put into this, and so much thought been put into it. I mean, I love the mess. That's kind of where it kind of like right away turns on a dime. It's like, okay, it's not cannibalism. It could still be cannibalism. Because that's what I thought it's going to be. It's not really horror, this one. I don't know why Disney's put it down as horror. It's more of a thriller.
Yeah.
But with the horror bit added in, you think it's going to be some kind of cannibal horror, and they're going to feed each other, pieces of themselves to each other. No, and I'm glad it didn't go this way. It is a high-end chef just finally getting his revenge on the people who, in parts, have ruined his life. Well, anyone who didn't really, it was the poor actor guy. It's not his fault. It was shit.
Oh, that guy.
But
Waluigi.
I just love it. Goes, it's just the one day that I had off the whole month, and I watched your movie. It was bad. It's stuck with me all this time.
That's just petty.
Right. Okay.
Oh,
so now you're going to die.
Can I just add quick as well? Am I the only person who, when this film first got put on, and it may be because I was drunk at the time, it doesn't matter, I thought the chef was Liam Neeson.
No, I definitely thought it was
They're different people.
It looks like Liam Neeson though, and it sounds like it. And I was like, what? And then I looked at pictures, and I was like, wait, that's not Liam Neeson. But it's like,
yeah, because he's a different person.
Yeah, I know it is, but I thought it was, and I was like, what? It's like a I don't know, a different ethnicity of Liam Neeson kind of thing, you know?
No, how dare you?
Like, I don't know, from Romania or something? Like something like that.
Now I'm just imagining Grand Budapest Hotel with Liam Neeson in it. That would be fucking
Could you
weird.
imagine? And just sat there like, and I have this breadless bread plate for you. Anyway, please enjoy. Like, just something like that, and it's like,
Yeah.
oh, cool.
Mr.
Yeah, I thought
Sub-Zero.
It's like he's got features of Liam in him, and I'm like, is it him?
No, he doesn't.
I
How
know
dare
it's not.
you?
Like I say, I'm colorblind and I was drunk. Who knows?
You know who that was, right? That was Voldemort.
Wait, what?
Yeah, so you didn't know, did you?
I'm sorry, I don't understand this color.
He's Voldemort.
Who's Voldemort?
Fines, the guy you're talking about.
Oh, what, the guy who plays the chef?
Yeah.
Oh, is he?
I know you might not recognise him.
Oh,
with
he
the
looks a lot
nose,
better with the
but
nose on.
Yeah.
And that definitely wasn't Liam Neeson.
Whoa, he just... Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they should stand next to each other and we'll see what it look like.
I think
I'm
you're
gonna Google
literally
it
the
now.
only person.
I'm going to look at them both now. So what's the... who plays the chef?
Ray Fiennes.
Gray Fiennes, did you say?
Ray.
It's
It's Ray,
Rafe,
isn't it?
and
Yeah.
it's spelt
Oh,
like
Ray.
Ralph, I think.
Do you know, he's from
Oh, nice.
Ipswich.
Oh, Ralph.
bizarrely.
Got it. Okay, right. As the chef, they do look... They don't look similar to
Yeah,
him.
they look
I
completely
mean, it's
different.
probably the most
You
like
know what,
Liam
I think
Neeson he's
it's-
looked like, but he still doesn't look like him.
Well,
I
no.
thought you were going to stand
Oh, no,
up
no,
for
no, no.
Marcus then, and I was like, where's she going with this?
To be honest, I can't say shit because I used to confuse Rob Schneider and Paul Giamatti, so they don't even look close.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I'm looking at the images and oh my god, there's so many differences. There is one similarity.
One's
both got
not got
similar-
a nose.
They've both got a similar hair color, and they're both men. There's two things actually.
You don't know that.
I don't know. They're both men. You're right. But they look similar.
And he might have grey hair now. Liam Neeson's quite old.
I take it back. Fair enough. That must have been colorblind drunk me.
And Liam
I was
Neeson's
adamant at the time
Irish.
though. I was like, that is Liam.
Okay.
Mark just sat there like, oh, that's about 7 minutes I got to cut out now. Right.
I've just realised this. Why this film? I can't decide whether I really like it or I just like it or not. And I think I've just worked it out in my brain. It's because this film feels like if Rian Johnson had filmed Wicker Man. Does that
Yeah, I
make
guess.
sense? And I can't shake that thought now.
Okay.
It just obviously tons better than a film he could make, but still, it feels like Knives Out, but as a horror film.
Fair. Yeah. There you go. I don't know what to say to that.
I want the burger.
I mean,
Bad.
Did you say you want the burger?
I want the burger. Yeah, I'm looking at the images still. Sorry, and I want that burger.
I'd prefer the hairy boob from the other film.
Of course you would.
Baba.
Oh,
Anyway.
no. So many things wrong there.
That's on Disney Plus. You can watch that scene as many times as you want. You don't have to go to the cinema for it.
Exactly.
Whenever someone says Disney, I think, oh, children films, and then that scene pops into my head. I'm like, nope.
I was gonna say something really weird then.
That's
Oh, go on
I
now.
wonder
It's
if-
never stopped you
If
before.
anybody's uploaded that to Pornhub. Oh god, what's wrong with me?
Can
What,
you
so you
do
watch
some
it later?
research?
Oh.
Bit of bedtime
Someone needs to
watching.
check. If any
Yeah, no.
listeners want to do that,
Screenshot
Someone
it and
sat
send
there
it
like,
to you.
yeah, I was the one who done it.
Anyway. No, I mean, I love this film. It would have been my number one film of last year if I watched it. I really enjoyed this. I love the humor. I love how he reminds me of Heston. He does. He really does. And the kind of the way he does the meals. But if he had like a mental breakdown,
it is very
this is basically-
cult-like.
Yeah, I like the mess was really good. I think that kind of sets the rest of the movie off.
Yeah.
I like the fact that they're talking to that girl, the female chef, who's like, you know, look, you don't have to kill everybody. She goes, oh no, actually, no, that's my idea.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay, but
Pass the wine.
and that's the bit goes, when he's talking to Nicholas Holt's character, and he's like, so I let you in. Yeah, right. So I told you about the whole thing. Yep. You knew that, you had to bring a particular person. Yep. You know everyone's gonna die. Yep. What? She's like, what? He's like, so why have you brought this young lady? Oh, I broke up with my girlfriend last week. But why have you brought her? Because you wouldn't bring one person on their own. So I thought I'd bring a prostitute. She's going to die anyway. It's like, grand, you're not a scumbag at all. But, yeah, it's just like the breadless scene. I love that. The conversation between the Asian lady and the three arseholes on the table. It's like, bring me my bread. Nah.
I love that.
No, so seriously, bring me my bread. Nah.
She told him. She told them.
You sit down and you'll like your fucking dinner, you prick.
You'll like your no bread.
You'll like it and you'll eat the sauces. So no, yeah, I love this one. I got no complaints about this one at all.
Oh, the pancake scene as well.
The tacos?
Was it pancakes? Or taco? Tortillas, that was it.
Oh, yeah, with the tax return on it and stuff like that.
What the fuck are these? It's like, oh, they're tax fraud documents. Like, what?
And the only thing they have for Nicholas Holt's character is, I took some pictures. Everybody else is like, I've had an affair. I've done tax fraud. I'm a dick.
Can we also appreciate at the ending where he says, oh yeah, there'll be a goodie bag for everyone of one of like that Douglas guy's fingers in there. Just casually says it.
Yeah, so we'll go around the board and say, keep it or bin it then. So Niall, keep it or bin it.
That was definitely a keeper. For sure.
Chloe, keep it or bin it.
Yeah, keep it. I love how I love its criticism against, sort of obsession with art and like how it can just not be fun anymore just by overanalyzing and things like that. So yeah, I think it's a really cool film about what it means to be an artist.
Marcus, keep it or bin it.
Yeah, no, I'd keep it. It's a very good film. Me and my girlfriend sat there at the end. We're like, do you know what? I actually enjoyed that film. I like The Barbarian, but even though I kept both, but you know what I mean.
Awesome. And I'm going to call this an unbinnable for me. I think it's that passion being chipped away by so many different sections of your career as a cook, and just the dickhead of a critic who shuts down all the restaurants. You got the film that ruined your only day off. You got, some little arsehole who thinks he's God's gift to cooking, who can't even, chop an onion. I got no bad things to say about this film. And where I would normally write notes down, I was just so into this film, and I laughed.
Leaped.
When it gets to that bits of tense, didn't have a wank.
What did you just say, Marcus? Did you have time?
Did you have time to wank in the other movie, Marcus? With the big hairy nipples.
Oh, I made time.
I'll put that one on rewind.
It's a thing called a pause button for a reason, boys and girls.
Fair enough.
I realised why we all like this film.
Why?
Because it's a film about hating customers at its core.
Ooh,
that's what it is.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yep.
Yeah.
Amen.
I'd love to see all our old customers die.
I would love to sit there. Hang on a second. Hang on a second. Do you not remember back in the day where we'd have like quite an elderly person come in quite frequently, and then one day they just stopped coming in?
Yeah.
And it did make you think.
Yeah, I killed them.
I'm going to edit this part out.
But no, on a serious note, it was a very sad thing to notice, and you think, hang on a second, I haven't seen them for like 6 months. You think, shit, like
it depends how annoying they were, though.
Oh yeah, some of them I was like, okay, I'm glad they're not in, but at the same time, you don't wish ill will onto people. But
Unless you're
glad
Mark,
they're coming
because he.
Yeah.
in. He just sat there like, another one off the list. Tick.
Keep adding it to the list.
Mark, it's not your death notebook. It's not real. It's just coincidence.
Just taking off the notes. That's all it is. Right then. So that is that's keeps all round this week, which is again a rarity on this podcast at the moment.
Oh, it's a keeper.
So that is this week's episode. That is likes all across the board. I'm happy with that. That's always a good thing. So next episode, I want to do a classic. And as me and Mr. Hunter Shea have been doing a lot of Puppet Master stuff over on the secondary record that we do, I need to go and show you guys what Puppet Master is really about. So we're going to be doing Puppet Master next week. Also next week. We'll be doing Puppet Master next month, along with a newer film called Blood Relatives, which is got some good reviews. It's a vampire one, so and done a vampire one on this podcast since I think Dusk Till Dawn.
No, that can't be right.
I think it's the last time we did vampire.
There's
I think it's the last
vampires and
vampire
everything.
one. Probably. So yes, so we've got Blood Relatives and Puppet Master. I might have to get Hunter on the podcast next time to be talking about Puppet Master with us. So I'll see if we can get an extra episode, an extra guest on this podcast. As always, a huge thank you to everyone listening to this podcast. It wouldn't be a thing if you guys weren't listening. So a huge thank you to you all as well. As always, a huge shout out to our sponsor, Bonneville Book Club. They're the UK's best and greatest book box service, bringing the wonders of a Haunted Bookshop straight to your door each month. You have the Bare Bones box, which is just books, or you do have the Full Guts box, which a brand new book, a possibly haunted second-hand book. Try saying that 5 times fast and you got COVID and you need to cough. You also get an indie title, some bookmarks, badges, stickers. You've seen the state of my laptop on Instagram. You know what the amazing stickers they do. And extras as well. So go and use the code BloodyGoodReads at checkout to get 10% off your first box. This one you're looking at probably March, April now, because they're fully booking quite far in advance at the moment. So go and check that out. Use the code, get some discount, and you will not regret it. We've had some amazing books off of that book box, and some amazing guests on Bloody Good Reads as well.
And if you can't read, it's got sweets in it.
Yeah. Also, you can use Audible. There you go.
And tea.
So,
Oh, yeah, and tea.
no. Oh no, there's some tea bags in there. There's some tea bags.
Yeah. Gotta love a good tea bag.
But you do, you dirty little boy. And as always,
Is this some sort of code between you two? Like your safe word is tea.
Tea bag specifically.
Yeah, stop teabagging me.
Are you saying a safe word or requesting more? I don't know.
I suppose at that point it sounds more like this.
Carry on. Okay, yes, I'll keep doing that then. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. As always, you can catch us weekly over at Bloody Good Reads.
That was a great ad.
Well, thank you. Tea bags and everything. You can catch us every week on Bloody Good Reads as well. We've got some amazing guests coming up. We're fully booked now up till about May. So we have our complete list of authors on there. Some really good authors. Do not miss these episodes.
Who's your favourite? Go on, quick.
Oh, let's have a look at my list, because I've got some amazing ones on there, actually. I've got... Oh, who've I got coming up? I've got somebody coming up. I've got Aaron Beauregard coming up, who did the book Playground, which is like, basically it's Saw, but with children. And it is nasty as hell. It is absolutely brutal. I've been listening to an audiobook, and it's not the thing you should be listening to while you're at work, especially the mirror dildo scene. But yeah,
mirror dildo. There's so many factors there. I'm not okay with.
Yeah.
There's a mirror dildo scene, and there is a guy going down on a very ancient old lady. So, yeah, extreme horror fiction. Yes,
who's your least favourite guest coming up?
You trying to make enemies?
There'll probably be some. Anyway, No, we've got Aaron Bogart coming up. We've got Ian Rogers coming up. We've got Catherine Silver coming up. We've got some amazing titles from some big companies as well coming up. So do keep your eye on the feed for that one. Me and Hunter will be doing some more episodes as well. We've got to rebook some bits. We were supposed to be doing a movie, but we didn't have to do it because of COVID. So we will be trying to throw an extra episode in there. I think it's going to be Puppet Master, the Nazi one. Yeah.
I'll say no more.
Yep.
The
So
Nazi, that
Puppet Master 6 because it carries on from the last one we did. So
There's 6 of them.
oh, there's like 10 of them. No,
Well, I know
more
what
than
we're
10 of
doing for
them.
the next few months. God.
Well, yeah,
Oh,
well,
thank you.
there you go. It's not a bad series. I know it's done by Full Moon, but it's not the worst series that they've done. So, but yeah, do check that out on the feed as well. Again, a huge thank you to everybody listening to the podcast. We've got a link to our Ko-fi site as well. So if you do like the podcast, you can buy us a coffee. Catch us on Twitter at Bloody Good Reason, _screen. You can catch us on Facebook at the Bloody Good Reads Book Club. You can follow us on Instagram at Bloody Good Reads and over on the the Slasher app. Sorry, I've been talking too much Shudder recently. Or the Slasher app at Bloody Good Reads as well. As always, I've been joined by my amazing co-hosts. So it's goodbye from me, goodbye from Chloe,
Bye.
goodbye from Niall.
Bye-bye, sweethearts.
That was terrifying.
You dirty
Buy me a
boy.
coffee.
Goodbye from Marcus. That was sick. That was disgusting.
Why did the breath beforehand make all my hairs on my arms stand up? That was horrible.
Yes, bit.
If that's how you talk to your girlfriend, I am disgusted by her taste in men.
I'm so glad it cut out then, so we didn't actually hear what you said.